Hey there, this is Derek Prall with safehome.org, and today we're going to be talking about VPNs. Actually, we're going to be talking about one of our favorite VPNs in particular, IPVanish. So yeah, today we're going to be looking at how IPVanish performs on the day-to-day. We're going to take a look at some of its more advanced features, its settings, and we're going to break down its pricing structure for you. So we've spent a lot of time working with IPVanish, and we're going to give you all of the information that you need so that you can make the right decision about which service might be right for you. IPVanish has a lot of great features and a lot to unpack here. So first of all, IPVanish has been around for almost a decade, and they've spent a lot of that time really fine-tuning their offerings to become one of the most privacy-minded and cutting-edge VPNs out there. But that doesn't mean that you really need like a computer science PhD to take advantage of IPVanish. When we were testing it, we found that it was like really user-friendly and really accessible for the average person. Another thing that we really love about it is their privacy policy. They're what's known as a zero logs service provider, meaning that they don't keep any records of their connections, their traffic, or their data activity. That means that even if they really wanted to, they couldn't violate your privacy. So major bonus points there. And look, before you jump all over me in the comments section, yes, I know that there was that controversy a few years back about IPVanish turning over some of their logs to the Department of Homeland Security. So they've since been acquired by this company called SlackPath, who audited IPVanish and found there was no history of data logs, there was nothing problematic there, and they were able to confirm IPVanish's no-log policy moving forward. So really nothing to worry about there, guys. They also operate across 1,300 servers in over 60 countries, and they own about 90% of their points of presence. So that means they can cast this really super wide net, but there's very little chance of a foreign government getting their hands on anything sensitive. Seriously, IPVanish takes your privacy really seriously. And that's what we're looking for when it comes to a VPN service, right? All right, so now let's talk about what it's like to actually use IPVanish. When you first sign up for the service, you're going to choose between either a standalone VPN or the VPN Plus storage. That storage is brought to you by a third party called SugarSync, but we're going to talk more about that later. Once you pick out the service that you want, you're going to create an account and download the program onto your computer. Like, seriously, super easy stuff here. If you can purchase and download an album off Amazon, you're not going to have any trouble. So once that's up and running, you're going to go through a really quick little tutorial that shows you the basic functions of like how to connect the VPN and make sure that it's working. So let's take a look at that now. So this is the main dashboard of IPVanish. As you can see, I'm not connected yet, but I wanted to explain what you're looking at. At the top here, you've got your visible location. That's your computer's native IP address, and that's what you're going to be masking when you use the actual VPN. This big off button shows that you're not connected, and this gray bar, once we connect, is going to turn into a real cool graph once we get everything going. Below, we've got time connected, pretty self-explanatory there. The protocol that you're going to be using, more on that in a bit, and the server you're connected to, and finally your upload and download speeds. So let's go ahead and connect so that we can see this stuff in action. All right, as you can see, we are now connected to the VPN. Our visible location has changed. Our big ol' off button has turned into a big ol' on button. And we're seeing the graph move in real time to show our download and upload speeds. That's a pretty cool little piece of visual feedback there. We're looking at how long we've been connected, the protocol we've selected, the server we're on, and the data that we're pushing out and taking in. Now, honestly, for the average person, that's really all you're ever going to need to do. As long as it's running and accessing the internet through the VPN, that's going to keep all the hackers and bad actors away from your sensitive data. But what fun would it be if we didn't pop the hood and take a look at some of the more advanced features for a bit? All right, so keep in mind I'm on a Mac, so your process is going to be a little bit different if you're on a different platform. But first of all, we need to kill the VPN to make changes. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we're going to go up here to Preferences. Under General, we can switch between protocols, and you're going to see that we have access to 5 different protocols: OpenVPN UDP, OpenVPN TCP, LT2P, IPsec, and IPVec2. So it's a little bit beyond the scope of this video to get into like the nuanced details about these protocols. And honestly, if you're like fiddling around in here, you probably already have a good handle on what each one of these does. If you want to know more about protocols, though, we're going to be publishing some of that content really soon, so stay tuned. For now, though, let's stick with an OpenVPN protocol. Here you can also mess around with your startup settings, select your server preferences, things like that. And if we click over to the OpenVPN tab, you're going to see some really cool options here. The two we want to talk about specifically are the kill switch and scramble. So not all VPNs come with kill switches, but we always recommend going with ones that do, especially if you're particularly concerned about privacy. If you enable a kill switch, your internet connection will immediately cut out if your VPN ever goes down. That means that your machine's true IP address is never going to be exposed. This is really important for like privacy hawk type people and torrenters specifically. I also wanted to point out the scramble feature. This is great for folks who travel internationally, and particularly to places with extreme internet censorship like China and Saudi Arabia. Some of these places can actually identify OpenVPN protocol traffic and terminate your connection if they see it. IPVanish's scramble feature, though, allows you to like bypass this completely. So that's about that for IPVanish's features. As you can see, they offer a really well-rounded suite of protections, as well as some particularly important advanced privacy features that make them a great choice if they're your first VPN or even like your 50th. They're just a workhorse that's going to get the job done for honestly like 90% of the users out there. However, what about its performance? Sometimes when you're bouncing traffic around through like offsite and maybe offshore servers, you're going to run into some pretty noticeable slowdowns. We've got to say, though, that absolutely was not the case when we were using IPVanish. Here, let me show you. All right. So this is my speed test without using the VPN. Boop. Here we go. Nice. Looking good. Great. All right. Now let's see how we're looking when we have IPVanish turned on. Boop. Pretty good. Nice. Great. So yeah, as you can see, there's really no significant slowdown in our speed. That is a major, major check mark in the pros column for us. So yeah, awesome performance on the speed test. But that brings us to the all-important question. How much is this going to cost me? Well, the good news and short answer to that is not much at all. So as you can see here, you have 2 options available: the standalone VPN or the VPN plus storage. You've got options for monthly plans or annual plans under both, but however you slice it, you're really not going to be paying more than $11 a month for IPVanish's services. As far as VPNs go, that's a little bit on the pricey side, but keep in mind that that's with the additional 500 gigs of cloud storage from SugarSync. If you're going to go with just the straight VPN on an annual plan, you're not going to be paying more than, what's 80 divided by 12? About $650. So yeah, totally reasonable in this world. So yeah, That wraps up our video review of IPVanish. Like we said, we really love this service, and we think it would be a great choice for most people who are looking for the protection of a VPN and the user-friendliness of, I don't know, something that's really user-friendly. Seriously though, IPVanish is really approachable, and we're sure you're gonna have a great experience with it. Thanks for watching. For more VPN content, make sure you subscribe to this channel. And if you think I missed anything, let me know in the comments below. All right. Thanks, guys.